So welcome everyone, welcome to our online event, and we are going to be sharing with all of you about entrepreneurship in our platform economy that we're all in right now. And firstly, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for making the decision to be here today. Obviously, you have seen something that's resonated with you. You're an entrepreneur. You're wanting to understand what this platform economy is and how you can leverage it. So we'll be discussing and diving deep around all of that and discussing how that's going to be relevant for you. So we're going to cover off things like entrepreneurship, the platform economy, leadership, and all the trends that are happening right here and now and moving forward. We have such an incredible panel with us today. I'm super excited. We've got the likes of Jonathan Sexsmith. He is coming to us live from Park City in the States, and he is, you'll see when he starts talking, he's full of energy and passion for this industry, and he's accomplished so much over many years. And he's going to be sharing his story and, you know, really what the platform economy is. And we've got John Hobby. He is coming to us live from Sydney. He is our General Manager for the Pacific region of Nu Skin, and he's going to be really sort of delving deep around how Nu Skin has transitioned from somewhat sort of the direct sales industry into the platform economy and the growth that we've been experiencing and where we're all going with it. And Graham Hay, live from Auckland, New Zealand. Hi, Graham. He is a fantastic entrepreneur. He's one of the top entrepreneurs in the industry. He has grown a huge global organization and a lifestyle to accompany all of that. So I'm going to be passing this over to these three gentlemen, and I'm hoping each of you have a pen poised, so you're going to be writing down lots of notes. So enjoy and embrace the information and tools that you'll be hearing on how you can participate in this. So Jonathan, I'm going to pass it over to you. Can you please share a bit about your story and share with us what the platform economy is?
Yeah, great, Ange. Thanks so much. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be here with you all. My name is Jonathan Sexsmith, for those of you who don't know me. Nice to meet you. That really is my last name. Can you believe it? I know some people are like, I always say this, when I was a little kid in kindergarten, and you had the last name Sexsmith, it was like the worst last name to have, right? Because sex is in your last name. But then I got to middle school and I was like, yes. I'm kidding, kind of. But so just a little bit about me for the first timers. I was born into this business pretty much. My parents are founding distributors in the Nu Skin business. They started in 1984. And have been with the company ever since. I was a Nu Skin baby. I've pretty much only used Nu Skin products my entire life. Can't you see how pretty I am? But, you know, when you grow up in a business like this, many people ask me, did you always know you were going to do Nu Skin? Did you always know you were going to be a part of the business? And the answer is no. You know, growing up in a business like this, when it's so close to you, you know, it becomes like just something that's so normal, and you kind of have to figure out your life before you end up knowing that this is the best vehicle out there for you to create the sort of life that you want. And that's very much what happened with me. You know, I went to NYU for university. I got a degree in music and theater and a minor in biomechanics for exercise physiology. And, you know, when I graduated, I did a lot of different things. I performed, I was on Broadway, I did commercials, I did soap operas, stuff like that. I hated it. I didn't know that you had to do 8 shows a week, and it was the same show every week for 8 times a week for 6 months. And yo, that sucks. I hated it. So I ended up doing different things. I went into fitness. I trained trainers all over North America how to be personal trainers. I put programs through gyms throughout North America. But I quickly found out that when I didn't work, I didn't get paid. And if I wanted to make more money, I had to put in more hours. And I'm sure that sounds pretty familiar. So I ended up realizing that there was this vehicle that was called Nu Skin that I saw change my family's lives. You know, when I was a kid growing up, we lived in a really small house in Stuart, Florida, and I saw us our whole lives changed to living on, you know, mansions on the beach, boarding schools in Switzerland, educations all over the world because of the new skin vehicle and what my parents were able to do with the new skin vehicle. So I called my dad and started to talk to him and be like, yo, I want to do something else. I want to get involved in the business. And, you know, he started talking to me about, that's very interesting. I'm sure that you've realized that most people, the way they make money, they trade time for money, right? It's the general mechanism for creating income in the world today, trading time for money. And so most people that have money, they don't have time, right? Because they're so busy working for their money. And then on the flip side of that, those that have a lot of time, they don't have any money because they're not doing anything. And this new skin business can give you time and money together. And to me, that equals freedom. Because when you have time and money together, you have the ability to choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it, whenever you want. And that is super appealing to me. And then he started to talk to me about the mechanics of wealth. The mechanics of wealth can be defined as if you offer someone the opportunity to be productive, because you offered them the opportunity to be productive, they then you get a cornerstone of their productivity because you're the one who offered them the opportunity to be productive. But normally the only people who got to leverage this mechanics of wealth were CEOs of big companies, right? Because they had the capital to create the company. They offer people the opportunity to be productive through employment, but then they reap all the rewards and all the benefits. What's amazing about the new skin business through leveraged income, through working together, is that we leverage the mechanics of wealth. And it's one of the only vehicles in the world today that allows you to do that. And we have the best compensation package in the world. It's really incredible. So when I got involved in this business, you know, I never wanted to be the guy in the locker room at the gym that was like, hey, bro, you want to check out my skin creams? You know, I never wanted to be that guy. I never did. And I'm still not that guy, believe it or not. I really saw this as a business vehicle that I get to use to get what I want, you know, and I like to show that to other people. I like to show them this as a business vehicle that they can use to get what they want. They just have to know what it is that they want. And I help figure out what they want and how we can partner together to work using this amazing vehicle that leverages the mechanics of wealth so that they can have what they want. And now, you know, like I said, I've grown up in this business. Now is the most exciting time that I have ever seen in the new skin business, for real. And I've been doing this thing for a long time. It is the most exciting time I've seen because so many changes are occurring in the world today, guys. I'll talk briefly because I know I talk way too much and I'm on a very strict time frame. So just to talk about the opportunity economy, I'm sorry, Ange, you're gonna kill me. But you know, Nu Skin changed their mission statement from wanting to be the #1 direct selling company in the world to now being, you know, the #1 platform company in the world. Nu Skin has always been the #1 company in the world for monetizing networks. If you have understood what the Nu Skin business truly is in essence, it's not selling just potions and lotions and that kind of stuff. It is leveraged income. It's an opportunity. And we have been the #1 business for the past 30 years for monetizing networks. And you can see the track record, the clear track record of success. We're a publicly traded company. You can see the numbers. As a direct selling company, there was a stat that we used to have the most millionaires of any other company in the entire industry. We have proven that our formula that we use for leveraging networks is the #1 formula in the world today. And the way that the macroeconomic situation in the world today has changed, it makes this business so much more powerful and so much more appealing to more people. Ange mentioned the platform economy. I like to call it the opportunity economy. Some people also call it the gig economy. But what we're finding today is when we look at the macroeconomic situation is that 53% of college graduates cannot get a job. The millennials are looking for work. You know, they cannot find work. They graduated, they went and they got their degrees, and all of a sudden they're like, what am I gonna do? Entrepreneurship is being forced upon that generation, whether they like it or not, and they are actively looking for ways to generate income. The same thing is happening to the baby boomers. The baby boomers, these two generations, the millennials and the baby boomers, are the largest generations in the world today. And the baby boomers, listen, life expectancy increased. We got healthier. We got smarter about our choices in our lives. And our life expectancy has increased. Our standard of living costs have increased. And the baby boomers are realizing that they have run out of their retirement and are needing to actually find other ways to make money to survive in the world today. So the two largest demographics, the two largest generations, are actively looking for something and are having entrepreneurship forced upon them. You can also see McKinley put out some stats saying that 72 by 2025 or something like that, 72% of the current existing workforce, that's white collar workforce, not just blue collar workforce, is going to be looking for another way to make money because technology is going to replace their jobs. And as we look at the platform economy and you look at what other platforms are doing, if you just to give you some examples of people that participate in the platform economy, you've got Uber, you've got TaskRabbit, you've got Alibaba, things like this. They want to optimize their platforms, and the way they want to optimize their platforms is they want to essentially squeeze out the entrepreneur. They want to make more money for the company. And the best way for them to do that is, if we take Uber, for example, Uber has 1 million entrepreneurs on their platform currently. Uber wants to make more money for the company Uber. So the way that they're going to do that is they made a heavy investment into self-driving vehicles, automatic cars. And what they are doing is they are going to replace all of their current drivers with automatic vehicles. And all of those 1 million entrepreneurs who are using the Uber platform to generate some income are going to be out of work and looking for another platform. Nu Skin, on the flip side, has decided they want to be the #1 platform company and optimize their platform for the entrepreneur, for us. So guess what? All these other platforms are going to be squeezing out their entrepreneurs, and Nu Skin's got their arms wide open, being like, hey, baby, come see me, because we have the best opportunity for you to make whatever kind of income you would like to make. And guys, listen, most people that participate in the opportunity economy, they're looking, for a couple extra $100 a week, maybe a couple extra $1,000 a month. This business allows you to participate in that way, but it also allows you to participate in a way that you can generate wealth for yourselves, your families. That is unparalleled in other industries. When we talk about making $1 million a month income in Nu Skin, that's real. You just have to decide how you want to participate, how you want to network, how you want to talk to people, because the way you choose to optimize this vehicle that we have in front of us with Nu Skin is up to you, but you get to participate in the biggest way possible. And while all these other companies are going to be streamlining their platforms and squeezing out the entrepreneur, Nu Skin has set a goal to get to 10 million entrepreneurs on their platform over the next 10 years, 10 million. And I fully believe that we are going to do that. So you just have to ask yourself, how many of those 10 million people that are going to be connecting to this platform economy, being participating in this opportunity economy, how many of those 10 million do you want in your downline, in your organization? Because when you ask me that, listen, I'm like, all of them. I can't sleep at night thinking about it. But I think I'm out of time and I have so much more to say, but it's okay.
That was incredible. Thank you so much, Jonathan. That's fantastic. Sure. Yay. We're going to pass it over to John Hobby, and he's going to be sharing lots more about the Nu Skin platform. So thanks.
All right. Thanks, Ange, and thank you, Jonathan. I'm really excited to be with all of you today, and I just want to share a few statistics, a few insights into where Nu Skin's headed in our short-term and long-term future. Nu Skin is an amazing company. And I probably should start off by explaining, so I'm a little different to everyone else on the call today. I'm actually employed by Nu Skin. So while Nu Skin is a big player in the platform economy, personally, I'm kind of on the wrong side of the fence. I'm not part of that platform. I'm a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday employee. Well, that's what my contract says, but I do a heck of a lot more outside of that. But I love being a part of this opportunity and love my mission, my vision, and it's Nu Skin's vision, like Jonathan just described perfectly to you. It's to make this opportunity the best in the world. So I just wanted to kick off maybe by just explaining what exactly is a platform, just in case anyone's wondering on kind of the definition of that. In simple terms, this is the way I look at it. A platform is something that connects entrepreneurs with customers. That's what a platform is. So we kind of use the example of, Jonathan just spoke about Uber. Uber is a platform that connects drivers who are entrepreneurs. They want to drive their own vehicles to make some extra money with customers. Everyone does it through the Uber app, but Uber is just the platform that connects the two. So just I thought I'd make that kind of clear. So looking at Nu Skin, looking at our history, looking at our growth, we've been around for 35 years and have an incredible run rate when it comes to our sales. Last year, we hit, what was it, 2.6, a little over $2.6 billion in revenue around the world. What I love about that is not a single dollar of that came from Nu Skin itself. Is that crystal clear? 2.6, to be precise, $2.679 billion in sales. We didn't sell a dime. We didn't sell one product. All of that came from entrepreneurs around the world. So we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people around the world that have clued into, hey, I see some opportunity here. They've jumped on board, and that's our business model. Like Jonathan just mentioned, we have extreme integrity on our business model. We will never sell a product without crediting that product back to one of our entrepreneurs, because we have integrity. We want to protect you in this opportunity. We don't want to compete against our greatest strength, which is the entrepreneurs from all around the world. Looking locally, in the Pacific here, we've actually doubled our sales in the last 2 years. It's amazing growth that we're seeing. Now, where's that growth coming from? We're an innovation company. Nu Skin is associated with innovation. In our industry, that's what we're known for. We're known for our innovation and our integrity, incidentally. But we innovate not just in our products, which I've got to say, the products is kind of the backbone of the opportunity. If you compare all of the platforms that are out there, the product offering is a pretty significant part in if you want to partner with one of these platforms. What's my product that I'm offering? Can I have confidence in that product? So I've got to say, first of all, Nu Skin invests hundreds of millions of dollars. We've got over 75 full-time scientists developing our products. So that's what you're partnering with. It's not just we don't just focus on the business opportunity, but of course, the better the products are, the better the opportunity is. Now, moving forward, we're really clued in to the growth of this platform economy. And much of our innovation now will be centered on both products and tech. Tech is really the biggest investment part of the business now. Well, combined with product, I've got to make that clear. But that's where Nu Skin's headed. Why do we do that? Look at the biggest companies in the world. The two biggest today, Amazon and Apple, right? What do Amazon and Apple do? They're both on the platform. They are platform companies. How are they platform companies? What's Apple's platform? The App Store. So they've got the App Store. It's a platform that connects app developers with customers. It's a platform, and that's how they generate. That's how they've become the world's leading, one of the world's biggest companies. Amazon. What does Amazon do? Amazon is a platform that connects online sellers to customers. Now, Amazon, they do start to compete with their own entrepreneurs because they've got their own products and whatnot. But you kind of see what I'm saying, that the two of the biggest companies in the world today are platform companies. So looking at that, that's why Nu Skin is completely focused now on how do we achieve that our mission and vision, and it's being the world's leading business opportunity platform. We've got to invest in our products. We've got to invest in our technology. Jonathan mentioned a few statistics before. There's quite a lot of statistics on the platform economy based in America. I'm going to share a couple of those. They're American statistics, but I think they actually more apply to Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific, because I also read a study just recently that the Pacific is actually second in the world to embracing the platform economy. Number one, I really should have had this statistic better prepared for you. It was either Sweden or Switzerland. I can't remember which one. They came in first, and then Australia and New Zealand were right behind for embracing the platform economy. So these statistics are American, but I say, that they apply even more to us. 24% of Americans earned from the platform economy last year. A quarter of the population. When asked, would you do additional work outside of your 9 to 5 hours to earn a little extra income? 80% of people responded yes, that they wanted to be part of that. And then, as Jonathan mentioned, they're predicting in the next few years that 50% of the population will be a part of this platform economy. And then, by 2025, it's jumping up to 75 to 80%. So we can see this is the way of the future. What I love about that, Nu Skin has been operating as a platform for our 35-year history. It's been a platform all along. The world's kind of catching up now, but we've got 35 years of experience as a platform, which is what sets us up to be able to be one of the best in the world. So you can look at different business opportunities that are out there. The key for me when I really look at it, that there's kind of two competing platforms that I look at. One is that of service-related platforms. So Uber is a service-related platform, like Airtasker is another one. So you can do that. That's part of the platform economy. You can participate in that platform economy in one of these, and there's hundreds of others just like it. But in those opportunities, your income from those is completely tied to the amount of hours that you're putting in. So Airtasker, I'll go assemble furniture for people. I'll assemble IKEA or flat pack furniture for people and make some money using the platform economy. Great, but you are very, very limited in that. Uber's freaking out right now because they've just released that the average earnings is far below the minimum wage in all of their countries around the world. The actual earnings that they released was a little over $8 per hour for Uber drivers. So, go work at Macca's and you'll be better off positioned than participating there. So I think for me, what I look at, you need an opportunity that you can scale. You need an opportunity that can continue to grow while you're not physically there sharing this with people. And how do we do that? By inviting others to be a part of the opportunity with you. And that's a critical key to success in the gig economy or the platform economy. Nu Skin is a leadership-driven company. Jonathan touched on that as well, but we produce leaders. So if you're watching this today, if you've got an open mind about how I want to kind of check out this platform economy, Nu Skin seems like something that could be pretty cool. What we do, we very naturally transition. We naturally coach and mentor and progress you along to help you as a leader. All the while, you're being an entrepreneur, doing your own thing, running your own business, but there's a support system that helps you do that. Our compensation, I think it's also important to note, is the best compensation for leadership. And that's been proven. So we have these trigger points where we pay you in relation to what you do. All of it pushes you towards being a leader with a big business that you've scaled so you can really maximize your earnings. Even to the point where, so I'm my official title is General Manager of Nu Skin Pacific. That's so I'm the GM. That's in the corporate world. That's a pretty awesome title. It's a great position to be in. But many of our entrepreneurs in the Pacific here earn far more income than I do. Like we've got people that are earning income. We've got people that earn my income in a couple of months. like my annual income. Now, I'm excited for them and I'm happy for them because that's what this opportunity is all about. But I just wanted to point out it's big business we're talking about here. Now, not everyone gets there, but it's possible. The opportunity's there. The platform has been set up to enable that kind of level of success. But for those who want it, for those who are hungry, for those who put the work into building this, it's big business. It's not just a small side thing. It can be if you want it to be, but the opportunity is huge. So that's a little on me. And if there's any other questions you've got, fire them at me. But Nu Skin is our vision to be the world's #1 business opportunity platform. We are well on track to delivering that. And come on board, join us, be part of something fun and exciting.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you so much, John. That is wonderful. Now I'm going to pass it over to Graham Hay to share a bit about his story and how he has grown his business globally over the last few years and created a fabulous lifestyle around it. So over to you, Graham.
Cool. Thanks, Ange. Great to hear from you, Jonathan and John. Thanks for having me on the call. Really excited to be here. It's kind of funny listening to Jonathan's story and reflecting on mine. I was a little bit different. I wasn't born into this industry. I started off doing pretty well at school, and I went to university really, really early. I was quite young, and I was so young, in fact, that I thought within the first 3 weeks, this is just crazy. I'm too young to be here. I want to go and live my life. So within 3 weeks, I quit. I quit university. And just in case I forget to tell you, I did go back later, and I quit again. And I went to get back again, and I quit again. So I actually failed university 3 times. But I must say that on the flip side, life has been, I've lived the university of life. And looking for those experiences that really made a difference in my life, I realized very quickly that I was never going to be able to get that from working for somebody else. And although I acquired skills, foreign languages, vision for seeing a niche market and things like that, I could never use them to make enough money to have enough time for me to do what I wanted to do. I always found that if I was working for somebody else in the tourism industry, which I chose, speaking those foreign languages, that I was always being called at the most ungodly hours to take people to the airport or wherever. And it was a very menial existence when I looked at it. And I remember waking up one day, driving through traffic, and I did have people in the car, but I said to myself, was I born to drive in traffic every day? Is that the meaning of my life? And I had to say, no, it isn't. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get into business, and I'm going to set myself up as the owner of the travel business. And I did that. And my mind was kind of thinking along the lines of, well, if my employer was able to do it, and he's a great guy, but he's not that smart, then surely I'll be able to do it as well. And so I chased that so-called American dream, self-employed. I call it the Kiwi nightmare, because within less than 2 years, we were making so much money out of that business that I was working from 6 a.m. till midnight, 6 or sometimes 7 days a week. And my wife, partner at the time, she's now my wife, and I crossed like ships in the night, and we had literally zero lifestyle. The business ended up owning us. And so it was back in 2001 when I had a couple of things that happened. A friend gave me a call, and there was stuff happening in the family. My son had been living overseas. He was a young kid, and we sent him overseas to live with his grandparents because we thought it was best that he be with family versus sending him to daycare and be looked after by people we don't even know. And so he was coming back to start school. And so that was a major change in our family life. And I had this thought in the back of my head, this is crazy. I've got a 5-year-old son coming back to New Zealand, where we live, to go to school. And I'm not even going to be there to be able to take him to school or go on their school outings or just even ask him how was his day when he gets home. And there was something that just like went like this in the middle of my chest when I thought, all of this work that we've put in, and I can't actually do the things that are most important for me in my life. And luckily enough, I said that out loud. No one was listening, but somewhere in the universe, somebody heard, and I got a phone call from a friend. And that friend talked to me about the opportunity of creating income that could become residual or leveraged in nature. And I had no qualms with making money. We knew how to make money, but every dollar that we made was made from our own input. And this concept of making money on a residual basis was something that I had kind of thought about, but never really known the path on how to do it. And so luckily for me, even though I was so busy and said, listen, call me in 6 months and I'll talk to you about it in the low season, this friend actually weaseled his way into our house at 7 o'clock the next morning on the guise of having breakfast with me. And when we sat down for breakfast, I began to understand that there were other ways. There were other ways to make money versus just me putting in my own time, me and my wife individually, but working in the same business. And, you know, it was like a light went off in my mind, and I understood that all of these years that I've been working so hard had led me to this place where I could see a possibility of actually creating a lifestyle, not just surviving life and paying my bills. And so back in 2001, I took the opportunity on, actually against the better wishes of my now wife. Yes, it was a skincare deal. Yes, it was about products that we put on our face. But there were a couple of things I understood around that. I thought, first of all, you know, guys like to look good as well. I mean, if we didn't, there would be no mirrors at home. You know, there's a couple of questions everybody asks themselves every single morning. And the first of those is when we wake up and we look in the mirror is, how do I look? You know, we may not say it out loud, but subconsciously we're looking at, you know, when you're brushing your hair before you go, because we all do that kind of thing. There's a second question, which is, how do I feel? And New Skin has products that answer those two questions. And I understood that the markets were huge. It wasn't based on me. I didn't have to be either an inventor. I didn't have to even, you know, create the trend. The trend was driven by masses and masses of people who were asking these questions every day and looking for products to answer those questions. And I did know that success in business is always about finding that need and filling that need. And so I thought, well, New Skin has the solution. I just need to create the distribution channel. And there's this third question that people ask themselves every morning when they wake up. And that third question after how do I look and how do I feel is, how much money do I have in my pocket? It's either a conscious or a subconscious question that goes on in our heads. How am I doing in life? And I really understood that although the products that we market give great results, I've seen people who had been using these products for years. And I had been using some of them before I actually looked at the opportunity. And I made a comparison between people in my family who weren't using these products and people like myself and my wife. And I'm not trying to boast, but I'm saying we look a hell of a lot better than people who are actually younger than us in our own family, because some of them didn't want to use those products. Now, that's great. But what I understood as a real opportunity was that people are out there looking to transform their own lives. That question, how much money have I got in my pocket, is a subliminal way of saying, am I on track to live the life that I really want to live? And there's 3 hot buttons that turn people on. And the first is more money. Everybody's looking for more money. But it's not really just about money for money's sake. It's money to be able to do something that they want to do. Jonathan talked about that. And we've all got reasons to have more money. Money is a form of exchange. It's a form of energy, and it's a representation of how much energy we actually bring to life and our energy that we're investing into our lives, you know. And so many people live a life that is capped by the amount of money that they're earning. And I thought, I've done that and I don't want to do it anymore. What about the well, it wasn't there back then, but today it's close to 7.8 billion people on Earth. There's got to be a few of them that want to actually lift that lid. The second hot button for people is time. People are looking for more time. And for the most part, it's not that they're looking for time just to sit around and watch Netflix or do nothing at all and just veg out. People actually have amazing projects. They've got passions they want to follow. They've got things they want to contribute to the world, and they don't have enough time to do it. But, you know, when you say you're having these conversations with people on a Friday night drinks, and, you know, the first thing they complain about is not enough money, the second is not enough time. It's always about something behind that. And if we can get to that and ask those questions, peel back that onion and find out what they're really looking for, then we have an opportunity there that can allow people to do that. And the third thing they're looking for is options. Because so many people feel trapped, out of control, like they have no choice about life. They're surviving life. And will we really put on this planet to survive life? You know, imagine it. Jonathan talked about the baby boomers living longer than they expected today. And here's the crazy thing, surviving life for an extra 20 years. Oh my goodness. You know, what a horrible thought. What about thriving in life? And this is what the New Skin Opportunity allows us to create, new options, by having enough money equaled with enough time to do the things that we choose to do versus that life of imposition, but actually have a life of choice. And when I saw that and really understood it for what it was, and don't get me wrong, it took me a while to really figure that out, but along the way, that's what I have seen this industry and this company to allow us to do. New Skin completely changed our life. Within 2 years, my wife and I were out of the travel industry. And within 4 years, we had retired. Under 35-year-olds retired. And we looked at ourselves and we said, what are we going to do now? And the crazy thing was, we hadn't planned for retirement that early. It actually happened to us way earlier than we thought. And initially, New Skin was going to be our retirement plan. If I could make $10,000 a month, I was really thinking small back then. If I could make $10,000 a month in retirement, then I knew that I would never have to worry about how good or how bad the government was operating. I could know myself as a self-made man, which I'd always wanted to do or be, and I didn't have to rely on anybody. And when we got to this retirement at age 35, we looked at each other, Sophie and I, and we said, what are we going to do now? And, you know, when we started the business, the story will come together in a second. Just hold on with me for a sec. When we started the business in 2001, I'd said to the people who had told me explained the opportunity, I said, what will make the difference between me succeeding and failing in this business? And they said, you have to know your why. You have to have a why. Okay. And mine was up there. It's on the wall. I actually still have it framed from 2001. It's what they call a dream board. Crazy thing. When I was 16, my whole bedroom wall was covered in poster rip-outs of things that I wanted to do, places I wanted to go, people I wanted to meet, experiences that I wanted to have. And then I said, stop doing that for the first 10 years of my career until I actually took this business on. And then I was given the chance to dream again. And I did. And, you know, 4 years into that, my wife and I looked at our individual dream boards and we said, I've got one dream of going and living in Europe. She's got one of going to live in a specific, area, a suburb of Paris. And so you know what we did? We put all of our worldly possessions in a garage and we went off and we traveled the world for 2 years. And every month while we were away, the income that we were making from this business has kept on growing and growing and growing, not because we were working, but because the people that had come into the business through our introduction and the introduction of others were working for themselves and they wanted to do what we were doing as well. And so we're living proof of the fact that a university dropout can actually create lifestyle. And today we spend 6 to 8 months a year traveling. And the house that we live in is actually the people's house because we have people coming and staying all the time while we're away in our house. And we just kind of flit in and out whenever we're back in the country that we so choose to live. And I just want to finish off really quickly about why now, why the opportunities now is so much bigger than it ever was before. And Jonathan mentioned that he was just more excited. I am today as well, because we have a positioning opportunity that is so much bigger than when we first got started. Because today, as New Skin has reinvented itself with the vision of becoming the world's leading BOP, business opportunity platform, we're not just talking about one opportunity here. We're talking about multiple facets to this opportunity. So it's a platform, and the people that understand that over the next couple of years are going to be able to position as we go from an industry, which is today, the industry is $183 billion approximately, and we're a pretty big player in that. We're one of the top 10. But the growth in that industry is pretty average, around 4%. And the the growth of the industry we're going into in the social commerce and that platform arena is 90% per annum. And listen, I don't know how to say this without being rude or crass or anything, but guys, if that doesn't make you excited, okay, to be able to think, listen, I can start something today and have a business that on average could grow 90% per annum in an industry which is already 22 times bigger, like it's a $4.5 trillion industry. And we're coming in with a company that has the values of quality, innovation, continual growth, and being of service to other people. And for me, I think that's the bottom line. Here's a way to create our own lifestyle, okay, to have the strongest couple you could ever have. In that couple, if you've got a wife or a partner that you want to do something with in this world, more than just going separate ways every morning to earn your income, but you'd rather spend the time on different beaches, climbing different mountains, helping other people, then man, this opportunity is based on being of service to other people, and you get paid more for helping more people. How cool is that?
It's very cool. Very, very cool. Thank you so much, Graham. We're going to have to wrap up our call today, but you have all heard some incredible information about success stories on people, how they've leveraged this industry, where the industry is at the moment and where it's going to. And I'm a firm believer that life is a series of decisions that you make. And my question to all of you listening today is, will your future self thank you today for deciding on renavigating your life or being in the driver's seat of your life and capturing some of these trends and leveraging them? If anything has resonated with you today, please feel free to reconnect with the person that has invited you to this call. And thank you for all of you for listening, and thank you to our panelists for sharing your stories and all those amazing insights. So thank you, everyone. You have a wonderful day, and we'll catch up with you all real soon. See you later.